So just a quick reminder that we will be doing a live Q&A session at the end of this CATS demonstration, so please feel free to submit your questions at any point and we will be getting to them very soon. So as Ted mentioned earlier, CATS is a web-based application that you access through our Certrec portal with a unique username and password. So what does that mean? Well, that means that you don't have to install any software on your computers. There's no software for you to install on servers. It is web-based, meaning anywhere you have an internet browser and access to the internet, you can access our CATS application, which again goes right with our motto of making things pretty easy to access. So let's take a look at the platform. What you're looking at here on my screen is the home screen of the CATS application. So everything in CATS works off of two levels. You have conditions and actions. Conditions are the high-level overarching thing that you're trying to track. And of course, the actions are all of the actions that you need to satisfy to complete the condition. So the first thing that we're looking here is the conditions page. This is one of our sample pages, so it's just got some demo information in it here. But you can see as you work down the page, we have a bunch of different conditions. And then as you work to the right of the page, you have a bunch of different information regarding each condition. So each condition gets a unique ID. You provided a different category. These can be pre-audit prep. These could be different standards that you're trying to track. You get to customize the categories and how you want to organize your information. Provide each condition a title. The group could typically be your department or the different groups or organizations within your company and how you want to, organize their information. Date added, status, and then finally the ever important due date over there on the right. Now, again, as Ted mentioned earlier, a lot of things in CATS is very customizable. So moving columns around, changing what's being shown, those are all possibilities, but we're not going to look at that at this point right now. But again, you have a lot of information on each condition that's in here. And of course, as you begin to track things, that list gets very, very long. So CATS also has a very powerful filtering system built into it to allow you to really narrow down the information that you're looking at. So when your list of conditions is 100 or 200 or however many things you're currently choosing to track, you can easily use the fields you see here to filter down information and really narrow in and focus on what you're trying to look for there. So from the conditions page, the next one we're going to take a quick look at is our actions page. So the conditions are, again, those high-level things. Now the actions are everything you need to accomplish to satisfy the condition. Now I'm set up as an admin in this CATS application, so I can see actions assigned to everyone. But your users will have this list pre-filtered to actions that are assigned to them, meaning this actions tab becomes very important. It becomes their to-do list. So it's a single place they can go to see every outstanding action they have that they need to complete, and it's all organized for them. So a very powerful thing to be able to use for daily work. Again, the actions tab is very customizable, just like everything else, but the way we have this one set up, running left to right, you have that condition ID, the category, and the title for the condition. That's just to help you understand what that action is related to. Then you have some action information. You have the ID, unique ID for each action, a title. You can again add those to a group, but in actions, those get assigned to a specific individual. It's very important, in our opinion, for actions to be assigned to a specific individual. That way it's very, very clear who has the action to complete that. There's not a multiple people assigned and I thought they were doing it and they thought they were doing it. It's a single person assigned to action. So you have that ability here as well. Then of course the status and that due date. Now with these, the condition IDs and the action IDs are hyperlinked. So that actually, when we click on those, is going to take us into another page. Now you'll notice on actions before we do that, again, you have the ability to do those same filters like we looked at on our condition screen. So again, you can get a nice running list of actions and apply some filters to help you narrow down the information. Now, the other piece that we're not going to dive into in this high level is what we call data grid view on the actions. So you've heard us mention that our team uses CATS to manage our internal processes, and we are geographically dispersed. So Having a Zoom meeting where we can pull up our CATS application and quickly review action items and update them as a team is very, very important. We didn't want to, note an action, write down the changes, go back into the platform and update it. That became very burdensome and time consuming. So we built a data grid view into the application, which means with a couple of clicks, we can very easily update our actions. So a very cool feature to save time in updating your actions. So let's actually go into an action here and take a look at some more of the information in the CATS application. So what we're looking at here is what I refer to as the condition summary screen. So now we've gone into a condition. We're looking at all the details over here on the left of the condition. Now with that, you can upload attachments, you can add comments. So for example, if you're working on, PRC 5, you can upload the PRC 5 standard into the condition. So it's there for easy reference for anybody that wants to look at it. Now over here on the right is, again, all those actions we need to satisfy to complete the condition. Now, when I click on this little eyeball on the left, it brings out all of the action information. So for this one specifically, you can see the status, the individual that it's not currently assigned to. You've got the group, who identified it, the title, description. So it's just some brief information about that action and when it's coming due, and all of those items are here as well in this little red bar. You can see this one's quite overdue. So in here in the actions, you do have some functionality to set them as recurring. Again, Ted mentioned that earlier, how valuable the ability is to set actions to recurring. Think like your Outlook calendar, recurring things that happen when you make appointments. Similar in here, but the recurring and the functionality really, really works with how NERC sets deadlines for those standards. So we've got some really neat recurring functionality built in. We also have the ability to clone actions. So if you have multiple different registered entities and they all need the same action, you can very quickly clone across the platform to not have to redo a bunch of actions. It just makes it a lot quicker to disseminate that information multiple times. Now with actions, you can also add attachments. This becomes really important when you want to provide your evidence or any kind of documentation necessary to close out that action. This is where you can provide that information. It can be a PowerPoint, a PDF, a Word file, all kinds of different file types, but a great, great place to put that closure documentation with the action items. And then finally, you have a running comment log. So you can provide comments to your supervisor. You can put comments out there for yourself to help you remember, but it's just a general comment section. It date timestamps the comments. So you just have a running dialogue on each of the actions to help you maintain the status there. So with that, let's jump into the next piece. I'm going to skip the next two tabs here. Unassigned conditions and actions, that's administrative functionality, and in a high-level demonstration, we're gonna pass over those. So we're gonna take a quick look at reports. So reports in the system, we have some canned reports, meaning reports that we've predetermined to be really good ones that lots of people like to run. So they're very, very quick and easy to run. So those are over on the left-hand side of your screen. Now you can run all of our reports in CATS at either the condition level or the action level. So personally, I tend to run mine at the action level. Now, why do I do that? So when I run a condition report, I'm only going to get returned condition information. When I run an action level report, I get both condition and action level information. And well, I like to have all the information. So I run the action reports, but both options are there for whatever you like to do. So within the action reports, you can see we have due in 7 days, we have overdue as some canned options. And then over here on the right-hand side, you can run custom reports, meaning you can pick and choose what you'd like to run your report on and then run that report. I personally have several reports that I look at for us here at Certrec. Now, one thing we built into the system, once you run a report, you can create a subscription for yourself. So for example, I like due in 7 days. So I ran that report, created a subscription for myself. So every Monday morning, I get an email with what's coming due in 7 days. So I've set up that recurring email for due in 7 days and overdue. So I don't have to come to the platform to get that information. It's delivered to me in my inbox, and I can just keep going from there. So a lot of report functionality in the platform, and then the nice subscription piece where information's delivered out to you. So with that, the last piece we have here is we've mentioned several times, CATS is a low, no-code solution. So we do have a lot of administrative functionality built into the platform. Should you want to manage and make changes and customize and all of those fun things, you do have the ability to do that. Again, we're not going to go into that here, but understand, Certrec brings a lot to the CATS application with it. So you're not just starting with an empty slate, an empty platform. We're going to bring our expertise. We will help you in setting it up. And of course, we want to make it work for you. So that's a quick high-level demonstration of CATS. We look forward to showing you more in the future.